It has been a busy Thursday as two of Canada's major financial institutions reported earnings today. I'm Cody from Wall Street Breakdown. CIBC, the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, reported earnings today, and they just went on to prove that just because you're fifth place in the market doesn't mean you can't be doing some outstanding growth, especially in the revenue category. Now, I know when you listen to this channel, I'm someone who definitely touts best of breed, not fifth place, but this earnings call was still relatively good, even though they went out and acquired somebody earlier this year that I think skews that revenue number just a little bit. But let's take a look at the earnings call. CIBC reported earnings of $2.81. That beat the street by 21 cents, and that's up 8% year over year. So really good growth there and a pretty substantial beat on what analyst estimates were. And analysts know all about their pickup of a bank down in the US that we're going to talk about here a little later on. $4.27 billion in revenue, beat the street by $90 million, but that revenue number is up 16% on a year-over-year basis. Now, as I said, CIBC is the fifth largest bank in Canada, but with revenue growth like that, they are definitely going to be pushing their way up the ladder. Canadian personal and small business banking unfortunately dropped off a little bit for CIBC by 1.4% year over year. Now, CIBC is definitely the most Canadian entrenched of the big banks up here. They don't have the reach that a lot of the other banks do internationally. They're doing something to fix that, but it's definitely kind of a slow fix. It's not something they're going to be able to just all of a sudden find themselves all over international. So they need these Canadian segments to be growing. So when Canadian personal and small business banking is down 1.4%, that's not the greatest look. But again, the EPS and rev numbers were really good. U.S. commercial banking and wealth management was up to $107 million in this quarter. That's comparable to the same quarter last year that was only $23 million. So a 4 times gain year over year is a wicked beat for CIBC. But again, let's remember, in June, CIBC purchased Private Bancorp and changed the name to CIBC Bank USA. They paid $5 billion and definitely took on a lot of accounts, and that helped to bring that revenue number up significantly, hence the reason you see a 16% gain in revenue year over year. But they did pay $5 billion to get all those extra clients and those branches under the CIBC umbrella. So we all got to take that into consideration when we're looking at this earnings call, which I think is a good one for the fifth biggest bank in Canada and definitely shows CIBC moving in the right direction, which is growth. Ultimately, they need to branch out much further than Canada, and they are taking the right steps to do that. CIBC closed the day at $91.76 a share. That was up 2.78%. So the marketplace definitely still liked this much more than they liked TD's earnings call, which knocked TD down a peg, and Nova Scotia's earnings call earlier this week, which also pulled back all the banks. That earnings call was so I'm Cody from Wall Street Breakdown. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button. Click the notification bell. Thumbs up for this video, all videos. Thumbs up for you guys. Thumbs up for growth in Canada. We want to see these financial institutions doing well. They're our strongest sector up here. There's no question about that. And we want to see CIBC stretch their wings and get out into international markets a lot more broad than they already are, because it shows that when they do, they seem to be doing it quite well. Comments. We want to know what you think about the earnings calls we've seen from the financial institutions in Canada, and we wait with bated breath for Tuesday's BMO earnings call and see if we at least come out of this 3-2 with really good earnings from 3 banks and touch and go earnings from 2 of them. I'd like to hope BMO is going to impress us on Tuesday. Leave us some comments and let us know what you think, and have yourself an outstanding rest of your Thursday.